bearing in mind, this is our first night, so everyone doesn't know each other, but it's an interesting combination, you know. So we just did the thing there, and the main thing we established was that because we're at Coomera, doesn't mean you get. I actually thought we'd get souls from local. Jenny saw a cross down the bottom hill. We thought we might get that fella. But you've actually got people from Japan.
Yeah. Well, because Cameron, the thing is, most people don't get stuck, and it's only when it's very fast. Or not only, but mostly when it's very fast and unexpected that they get stuck.
Or
otherwise, traumatic in some way, unexpected, traumatic. What else could we say? That's the most.
It could be
things like murder.
Well,
that's traumatic or unexpected.
And also, it can be the belief system they've got too.
Yeah.
But the main thing I noticed is you all do 3 different ways.
Yeah.
Barry almost went into a trance. I got a little excited. I thought, well, maybe he might do a bit of trance talking there with that. but you could actually, what could you feel?
Well, I could actually see in my mind as well, but what I could do, I could see the gentleman who we were talking about, he's the one I could pick up more so. It's like he was here for me. You know, I was getting a bit shaky because I thought I was a bit cold, but it's just that I was just feeling his energy that was very close. So for me, that's how I felt him coming that close to me in that way.
And what about you?
Well, what we were talking about before, Cameron, is the fact that these two predominantly feel first, see second. I see first, feel second. And so it's an entirely different way to work.
Good.
Yeah. Look, we complement each other really well. I have a friend of mine, and she and I work together a lot, especially clearing land and things, because she feels it and I see it. And so what she's feeling, then she'll be going, I'm feeling this, and I'm going, yeah, I can see this, and this. And so we work really well together. So it's complementary to have someone that works the opposite way to you. It's like male and female, where they work opposites. And so predominantly I'm seeing, so as soon as Jenny started, so he gets the feeling, he goes into all of that. I don't have that. I see them, and I think sometimes I have it easier because I don't sink into the emotion of it all, whereas these guys have, I know, especially when you first start, have a great deal of difficulty in keeping out of the emotion, which I don't have because I'm just looking at a picture. You see, so it's just, for me, it's just like watching a movie, which is better on me psychically than what it is on you guys. Yeah, at the start.
I've always worked that way.
No, I'm just saying at the start, when you first started to do it, it's harder. I just find anyone that I'm teaching that feels, because I had to learn that so that then I could teach, because I didn't understand why are they getting so upset. I didn't understand that they tap into the feelings first, and then of course you're feeling what they're feeling. Whereas I'm just watching it on the movie, so to me it's just like, cool, this is a movie. And I'm not getting all of that, like the cold and all, I don't get that. Okay, so I just get the look, and then that comes after, and I go, oh, and they're feeling such, and so then I slip into the feeling a bit more. So.
And what about Sandy?
I was more aware of the woman, but then the little girl. I was attached more to the little girl and the mother. I saw that guy that was quite disfigured, but he was sort of in the background because he was connecting with you. But just going on what you were saying, when I just connect them on that feeling level, straight away I can read where they're at and what they're feeling and what they're thinking. So I don't have to ask or sort of work it out. And I like to understand how they are feeling, because then I know how to work with how they're feeling, their fears or their belief systems. You can pick up on it straight away. And then if you can connect with them on that level, they can trust you because they know that you know what they feel like. Then you can bring them gently forward like that.
And again.
And then the pictures all come after the feeling.
You all said that she was turned away from the light or turned away from you.
Away from the light.
Away from the light.
Because the little girl kept standing here with her back to the light too. She was standing here with the little. At first I thought it was a doll, but I think it was a dead baby in her arms.
Right.
And so that woman was looking for her, and she was looking for her, but they were both looking in. So I knew the fact they had their backs together, they'd both lost each other, big distances, they'd been separated by some gush of water or something.
Yeah, water ice.
Because if they were facing each other, I'd know straight away that they died close together.
Right.
And so that was a big pull in them, and that's why that woman didn't want to go over. There was a lot of cultural stuff going on too.
And what about language? Was the language an issue?
The language is always it's telepathic, Cameron. So there is no language. It doesn't matter. It's universal language. It's not like it's just universal language. It's the feeling. You see, we're getting, even though I said I predominantly see, we get the feeling of what's going on with them. But that turns into words.
Yeah.
It makes a picture and makes a movie so that we understand where they're at. What we were talking about when you guys went downstairs was the fact that she was an older woman in the community, and the reason that the community is because of they have a great deal of respect for the older people, unlike us in Australia, unfortunately. They have a great deal of respect for the older people there in Japan, and this is what we were picking up from them. And that was that she actually needed to go first. It's like, you know, in dog world where the dogs actually go off first and they have a respect. And so the rest of the community wasn't going to go until she'd gone because she was the elder, so to speak.
Right. So we're going to do 10 minutes here and then we'll try again because we'll make them all into 15 minutes. And you talked about that and you said that you saw a lot of people around as well and they're still there. Or did they follow straight after?
No, they're still there.
But they're comfortable. She was traumatised. You see, the others are comfortable so they can move in and out. Just because they're out
doesn't mean...
Yeah, doesn't mean that they're not comfortable and they're okay. And, you know, I speak to, my sister's passed away and I speak with her quite a bit, but she's not trapped on Earth, you see, okay?
It's easy to speak to them when they're not trapped.
Yeah, it's always okay to speak to them when they're not trapped.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah, it's much easier. It's like I said before, it's the thing with like depression, you can't get through to them because they're not hearing you or feeling you because they're freaked. So they're like this,
Well, that's interesting. That could be 10 minutes in its own, just discussing things like that.
Yeah.
So how about we stop that and then we'll start again. But anything more that you wanted to discuss from what you just did, or to explain more to anyone? Or the other bit was that you did this bit, because you were saying you do a different way where you say you get their confidence and you talk them into the light, where you did a bit of a hurry up thing there.
Well, the hurry up thing is the reconnection with spirit and God, and that's what they're freaked out about, you see, because they don't know where they're going, so they're actually scared of passing over. What I do, even when I'm working with human people, like that are still alive, or whether they're passed over, is I'm not touching them, I'm reconnecting their light waves back, their crystal pathways back, if you want to call them song lines, light lines, music lines, whatever it is that you want to call them, I'm reconnecting that back. And so doing this is weaving it just like a spider weaves a web. And so then you weave it back so that then they become whole again. See, there's bits of them kind of, I want to say missing because...
Fragmented.
Yeah, fragmented. Yeah, exactly, fragmented. And what I'm doing is rejoining the fragments. So I'm not hurrying them on, I'm just simply rejoining them. Well,
making the pathway easier.
Yeah, it makes it easier for them, you see, because you can connect and get their trust or do that. That's a connection too.
And now the question is, when you did that, did you see a hurry up? And did you see a hurry
No,
up?
because I was actually doing soul repair work.
At the
Same
same
time, but in a very different way.
Yeah,
And then I just saw it spiral up
just
straight away.
Mine was
As soon as
more
it finished, it
communicating.
just span up.
Yeah. Mine was more about communicating, talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what mine was more about.
Absolutely.
But see, she was so scared, so I thought I'd just go to Creator and command some soul repair work be done.
But that's why
And
it's
I do
interesting
the
to have
soul
the three
repair work and she
combinations.
was feeling it, But that she went at the same time I'd finished, he'd finished and she finished, you see.
Well, it's good timing.
It's perfect time. Well, that just means we're spot on.
Not bad for a good start.
That means that's really cool,
Well, how about we turn it off and then try again?
Sure.
Sure.